Welcome to the lecture series of business communication. In this session, I'm going to discuss the classification of communication in brief. So, first of all, let me ask you one thing. In what basis communications are getting classified? So, there are following the parameters. Number one, number of people involved. Number two, distance between them. And third one is purpose or setting of communication. These are the important parameters we are going to consider for classification of communication. Yes, let's get started. First and the foremost, I wanted to classify the communication into first category that is called intrapersonal communication. What is intrapersonal communication? So, for example, talking to yourself, you are thinking, then you are going to plan, then you are going to write in a diary. These are comes under intrapersonal communication. Let me tell you one example. If you remind yourself to study your plan today, so you are charting out your plan in your notepad. That is one of the intrapersonal communication. So moving further, second one is interpersonal communication. So what is the meaning of interpersonal communication? So very simple, communication between two people, or it may be like a face-to-face through the technology. So I'm going to conduct a meeting through Skype, or I'm going to conduct a meeting through Zoom, or I'll be meeting a person and having interaction. That is actually called intrapersonal communication. Sorry, interpersonal communication. So don't get confused about intra and inter. Intrapersonal means I'll be communicating myself. That is called the intrapersonal. Interpersonal is nothing but I'll be communicating with another party. So two members are communicating each other either virtually or through offline. For example, interpersonal communication is divided into two types. One is called dyad. What is mean by dyadic? That means two people are talking each other. That is called dyadic. You can see two people, they are talking each other. That is called dyadic communication. Another one is called meditated. Using phone, email, etc. That is called mediated. Mediated. The dyadic as well as mediated. These are the two type of interpersonal communication. Please do remember, this is very important. So moving on to the third one, that is called group communication. The communication between 3 to 20 people, that is comes under group communication. That group communication belongs to discussions, decision making, etc. Can you tell me one example? So there is a group project discussion or team meeting at a work. I need to complete the project in the next meeting. As a project manager, I'm going to call a meeting, and in that I'll be asking the progress from each team member. It can be like a verbal or non-verbal, written or digital. A coordinator, or we can call it as a facilitator, helps to manage the group. There is a team leader. He is going to arrange the meeting and he is going to make a summary. Moving on to the fourth one, that is called mass communication. It reaches large audience through the media like the TV, radio, internet. There is one example like watching a news TV, then ads on the YouTube, reading the newspapers. These are all comes under mass communication. Basically, mass communication is one-way communication. While I am watching the TV, they never ask me the feedback. It is only one-way communication. In newspaper also, I am reading the newspaper. I never get any feedback from the newspaper, right? I can give the feedback later on, but on spot I won't get any feedback. Then feedback is delayed or limited in the case of mass communication. For TV show, feedback is delayed. Surely feedback, no feedback, right? Only one person is reading the newspaper or like giving the presentation. I don't have any other options. In YouTube, in the ads, I'm going to observe, but I don't have any option to give the feedback. Fifth one, feedback I can give later on, not on spot. If so, that's why feedback is getting delayed. Moving on to the public communication, speaking to large group of people face to face is known as public communication. For example, a principal is addressing the students in an assembly. That is basically called public communication. A president is addressing the meeting in a community. That is another example of public communication. So remember, these are the 5 varieties of communication. Let us summarize. So communications are divided based on the following factor. The communications are divided into classification of communication. Number one, intrapersonal, interpersonal, group communication, mass communication, public communication. Ultimately, these are the classification. Thank you for watching this video. If you feel the video is useful, I request you to share with the stakeholders. Also, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you for watching this video. Happy learning. Have a great day.